Insights channel. Steve here, and today I'm going to read you something special about the 1,000-year reign of Jesus Christ, or the golden age of the Millennium. It is a fact, that every day millions of Christians the world over, they pray the Lord's Prayer, Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. But most don't really appreciate the significance of that prayer. That's right. And how literally it's going to be fulfilled. It will physically be God's kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. And it will be truly universal. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea and to the ends of the earth. And that's from Psalm 72:8. Peace at last. Yeah, you could say, the current cruel, selfish, dog-eat-dog world that we're in now, where the strongest and often the most unscrupulous prevail, will be gone. That's an understatement. We need them to be gone. Then under the supreme and powerful rule and reign of Jesus Christ, wars will cease, the world will at last be governed fairly and well, with true justice, liberty, peace, plenty and happiness for all. Well, you can hear about that. Read incredible book of Isaiah chapter 2. Also Micah 4, Revelation 11, especially 18. Here's some of those verses there. Now it shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. Many people shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will teach us his ways, we shall walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations, and rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Wow, how beautiful that is. Well, you can read verses like that, like I said in Isaiah chapter 2, verses 2 through 4. Then the world's first genuine disarmament will occur, all weapons being converted into instruments of peace. There'll be peace on earth under the reign of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and the Prince of Peace. Today's warmongering will be stopped. Well, thank God for that. As God destroys those who destroy the earth. Well, that's Revelation 11:18. He's going to stop all wars and abolish the military-industrial complex. And the New World Order and the World Economic Forum and all the rest of those scallywags. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nations shall worship before him. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he rules over the nations. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns a chariot in a fire. Of course, they are old words for weapons. Just think of it in terms of modern travel, modern weapons. For the Lord Most High is awesome. He is a great king over all the earth. For God is the king of all the earth. Sing praises with understanding. God reigns over the nations. God sits on his holy throne. He'll bring justice to the poor of the people. He'll save the children of the needy. Wow. We need to see that happen over there in Gaza. And he will break in pieces the oppressor. The world is going to have a righteous judge and a righteous king who will have a righteous government. No more corruption, vice, crime, or crooked judges and politicians, but a righteous government and righteous, honest justice for all. Or I should say righteousness. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. The whole earth is at rest and quiet. They break forth into singing. All kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him, and blessed be his glorious name forever. Let the whole earth be filled with his glory. There will be no more hegemonic and exploited powers and oppressed poor. Only the kingdom of Jesus Christ, dispensing fairness and justice for all, and eternal happiness forever. And you can see that in Psalm 22, Psalm 46, Psalm 47, Psalm 72, Isaiah 14, 5 and 7. Say among the nations, the Lord reigns. The world also is firmly established, shall not be moved. He shall judge the peoples righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar and all its fullness. Let the field be joyful, all that's in it. Then all the trees of the woods will rejoice before the Lord, for he is coming. For he is coming to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness and the peoples with his truth. There shall come forth a rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, Spirit of wisdom and understanding, Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. His delight is in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity. For the meek of the earth, he shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall slay the wicked. Righteousness shall be the belt of his loins, faithfulness the belt of his waist. And that's in Psalm 72, 11, 19, and Psalm 96, 10, 13. And you'll find a lot of the verse about the millennium in Isaiah 11, Isaiah 2. The greatest thrill of all will be that Jesus himself, God's Son, will personally be here, visibly, powerfully ruling and reigning over the entire earth. Well, thank God for that. Praise God for that. God in the person of Jesus Christ is going to run the world fairly and well, and with his angelic helpers and saints who are going to assist him. There's a job for everyone. God will engage the service of his saints to help him to run the world during his rule on earth. But they won't be the only ones working for him. God's going to use everybody he can, including those who were not saved before his second coming, but who did not actively follow the Antichrist or get the mark of the beast, and therefore they survive into the millennium, who have the skills and know-how to handle a lot of the practical running of the world. God will know who among the survivors can be trusted with positions of responsibility, and among them will be those who, though they did not know the Lord or receive him in the days before Armageddon, they were righteous rulers, good governors, merciful magistrates and mayors, and just justices and judges and fair officials. These will be put into service, overseeing various levels of government and peace and order, supervised by the angels and saints of heaven. God and his helpers are going to choose people who have had experience in certain areas, know the languages and cultures, help rebuild, reconstruct, rule the earth. Now that makes a lot of sense, yeah. The world will be administered by those who are guided by attributes which modern society considers weaknesses: love, meekness, forgiveness, faith in God and his word. Yet they will also have the power and the authority when needed to enforce God's laws, compel the nations of the earth to obey his rules of life, love, health and happiness, for a reign of peace on earth towards men of goodwill. Wow, what a change that's going to be from the corruption and the duplicity and the lying of people today. A lot of people I know just think nothing of lying when it suits their purpose, but it's very wrong. One day it says, a man shall not be able to utter a lie in the presence of God or his Spirit. So a lot of people are going to be in a mess. Yeah, wow. A lot of people will be, as they used to say when we were children, on silence restriction for a while, until they learn to have a clean mouth and learn to speak honestly. But it's an advantage to learn that, though. To learn to be totally honest, have integrity, have love and concern for others. Those things are very useful. You'll use then what you know now. Some people have strange ideas about their future in heaven. Oh, I'm going to know everything then, speak any language, be able to do anything. Some people imagine they're going to suddenly be catapulted into positions of great responsibility, even though they're doing nothing for Jesus now. That's not how it's going to be. It reminds me of one of those movies I saw years ago, those comedies, and it shows, they got a good point across though, and it shows a bishop talking to one of the workers. It says, Jesus could come at any time, so look busy. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, you don't have to pretend to be busy. Just make sure you're doing something for others. Doing what God would have you do for others and whatever He tells you to do. Preferably tell them about Jesus and salvation if you can. Some people, I said that. I thought it was funny that. That's not how it's going to be. God is going to take the talents that He's already given people and that they have already developed. He's going to take the knowledge that they have already learned. He's going to take the experiences they already have been through. He's going to take the languages they already know and use all those things. Knowledge is not just going to be handed out on silver platters in the afterlife. People are not going to suddenly receive some gift of absolute total omniscience so they know everything like God. Not even the angels have that. And judging from the Bible, the near-death experiences many people have had, and just common sense and logic, people are going to carry their experiences from this life into the next life. And they'll build on that knowledge and experience as they continue to learn in heaven. In addition to the experience and talents and languages that God's people know now, God will grant them access to His supernatural wisdom, as well as other miraculous powers. In many ways, they will start out very much as they are right now. Everything the Lord has ever taught them during this life, and the things that they're learning now, are going to come in handy then. The lessons of being a faithful and dedicated follower to Jesus are learned today, and that applies to anybody. It's not really difficult to be a follower of Jesus or even a disciple. All you got to do is do what Jesus said in the 4 Gospels. It really is not difficult. You don't have to be super trained with a PhD and have loads of money to be able to study. No. All you got to do is believe what it says in the New Testament and do exactly what Jesus says there. He makes it simple. Not apply, anybody could do that. If the lessons of being faithful and dedicated follower learned today, then God can trust and bless with a place of usefulness to Him and others tomorrow. In fact, I would say one of the best witnesses I've ever seen are little children. Sometimes little children, their happiness, their joy is a witness in itself, a witness of heaven, a witness of how things ought to be. They're not like that here. They're not simple, kind and loving the way they ought to be. But one day they will be. The Millennium, Isaiah talks about that in Isaiah chapter 2, chapter 11, how it's going to be. Absolutely beautiful. Jesus is going to use people who lived godly lives, who understand the world and its people, to assist Him in running the world to come, governing it as it ought to be. God's people will do their best to teach God's love to those who have survived the horrible Holocaust of the plagues of the wrath of God and the Battle of Armageddon. They will be among the administrators and judges who will oversee and educate with God's loving rules as their rule book. Well, that's something really beautiful to look forward to, as mentioned in the Bible as the Millennium, or the 1,000-year golden age of Christ on earth. Something we all look forward to. Imagine where there will be no evil allowed. People will learn to speak the truth, be honest, be loving and kind, not brutal and pushing each other around. unfortunately this world has really descended into a lot of darkness already, and it's only going to get worse. But I read this to encourage you. The Bible's telling us a better time is coming. A golden age of light, love, faith, mercy, compassion is coming with the 1,000-year reign of Jesus Christ. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed listening to that. That's from a little book I have here, and it's called From the End to Eternity. Very nice. This is a small book, but it covers the points in the end time. An old book I got a long time ago. Very interesting. So thanks for listening, and I hope you'll get my Insights books from me, Steve, at Amazon, or you can get them from me. You can write to me at Stephen with a PH .strut, STRUTT, at btinternet.com if you want to buy the books from me directly, or you'll find them on Amazon. I've got 10 books out now. 2 on the paranormal, supernatural, out the bottomless pit, 1 and 2, and the Insights book like ENOCH Insights, EZDRAS Insights, JASHER Insights book 1, book 2, Jubilees Insights, Eden Insights based on the Lost Books Adam and Eve, and the Testament of 12 Patriarchs, and the new one, EZDRAS Insights, which is about 3 times as long as my second book. It's the same book, but it's got a lot more stuff in it. Plus the new book, EZDRAS Insights, also got the Apocryphal books of EZDRAS 1 and 2, plus it's got an extra book, 4,000 years of history from creation to Christ in it. So, thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day.